So yesterday I'd covered up the cover of this book like this because I wanted you to do lots of visualising to help you with the story, and it also makes you do a little bit more of this one, a bit more inferring of your own and using the clues without the pictures. But today I'm going to reveal the front cover to you. So Spartacus is the title of the story, and again it's by Russell Punter, that's the author, and I'm using my inference skills here, and I think this might be the character Spartacus, and you can see that he's in some sort of Roman soldier armour, and it looks like in the background there's some big battle going on. So I'm going to read the part of the story that I read yesterday, but I will reveal the pictures to you this time. And I'm going to keep reading the story to a certain point, and then I'm going to stop because you're going to have some more activities based on the first part of the story. So, chapter 1, sold into slavery. Spartacus was marched through the Roman slave market, the rough ropes on his arms cutting into his skin. It was a sweltering summer's day, just over 2,000 years ago. You can see him being marched here by some strong-looking person here that looks like they must be part of some sort of army because they've got armour on and the ropes around his wrist. Spartacus had been brought to the market in Naples by a Roman soldier named Quintus. Removing the ropes, Quintus shoved his prisoner before a sly-looking man. Oh, there's that sly-looking man. So this person must be, are you using your inference skills? It's the person that removed the rope, so it must be Quintus. Well, Letterless Batiatus, said Quintus, what do you think? Not bad, said Batiatus. This coward deserted from my legion, sneered Quintus. I'm no coward, growled Spartacus, raising his fists in anger, and he's saying, I'm not afraid to fight. He has spirit, Batiatus laughed, and muscles. Shame he betrayed us and is no longer a soldier. But he'll make a good gladiator, I'll take him. Spartacus was thrown into a cart. It was full of men captured by the Romans from across their republic. Welcome aboard, my friend, said one. The name's Crixus. Spartacus recognised the accent. A Celt, right? He asked. The burly man nodded. You might need to word zap this word burly. I'm from Thrace. Now, Thrace is a place. I will give you that clue. And I know that because it's got a capital letter, so it must be the name of a person or a place, but I know it's a place because it's where somebody's from, Spartacus said proudly. And if I hadn't have joined the Roman army, I'd be there now. Where are we going? To be trained as gladiators at Batiatus school in Capua. We'll still be slaves, scowled Spartacus, just like millions of others, working for nothing for rich Romans. As the cart rattled off through the countryside, Spartacus seethed with anger. He had been born free. Whatever he took, he was determined to be free once more. So you can tell here, using my clues, that Spartacus is quite a strong-willed character. He's quite determined. He wants justice. He wants freedom. Chapter 2, The Escape. Life at Batiatus Gladiator School was tough. If Spartacus or the others did anything wrong, they were punished with whips and swords. At first, the slaves used wooden weapons against dummies, but soon they had to fight each other. Spartacus often found himself trading blows with men who had become good friends. You might notice there's lots of fronted adverbials in this story, so words at the start of the sentence that are telling us how, where or when something happens. At night they slept in small dark cells, constantly under guard. "We have to get out of here," whispered Spartacus to Crixus as they were marched to their cells one night. "Will you help me?" "Of course," replied Crixus. "But how? We'll need weapons. The wooden swords we use for training will be useless." "I have an idea," said Spartacus. In the days that followed, Spartacus took every opportunity to whisper the details of his daring plan to the rest of the gladiators. "So are you with us?" "Yes." As they were marching from the cells one morning, Spartacus gave a signal. A group of gladiators charged into the guards, sending them crashing to the ground. "This should keep you quiet." Oof. Lots of drama going on, so it's kind of like the prisoners against the guards. Spartacus led the gladiators down the narrow corridors until they came to the kitchen. Horrified cooks fled in terror as the rebels grabbed hefty choppers and skewers. So I'm using my inference skills here. I think they're grabbing these skewers and these kind of choppers and knives and things so that they've got some weapons to use. Armed with their makeshift weapons, the gladiators fought their way out of the school. Ah! Ugh! In the street outside, Spartacus noticed 2 wagons. They were piled high with equipment and clothes used in the gladiator fights at the nearby arena. So that would be like the Colosseum. That's where they'd have to go and fight. "Real weapons! Take all you can, men!" Spartacus cried, and the gladiators eagerly grabbed swords. I'm going to use my word zapping skills here for the word eagerly. They really want all of these things. So if they're doing it eagerly must mean that they really want them and they're kind of grabbing them quickly. And the gladiators eagerly grabbed swords, spears, helmets, tunics and shields. Led by Spartacus, the mob of men stormed out of town. I wonder if you can word zap that word mob. The mob of men stormed out of town. They headed into the countryside, plundering supplies as they went. "Now we need a safe camp to plan our next move," panted Spartacus. His eyes rested on the far-off mountain. "Where better than Vesuvius?" We know all about Mount Vesuvius. Now I've covered up the next page because you're going to be doing some predicting later on, so I don't want to give you too many clues. So I'm going to leave it there after chapter 2. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. There'll be more activities up online for you to follow on with now.